Are you worried that your money will run out before your life does? You can live very well on rental income from high street commercial shops. Transformation of the Local High Street by John S. Dudley. Local high streets are not going away anytime soon. It's true that we are now buying our practical items online. We now visit the high street to do something like food shopping, or to be groomed or to be pampered. Take a good look around and observe the type of shops that are moving into your local high street. International brands are well known and easy to spot. When you are researching a property to purchase, look for well-known brands that the commercial surveyors will recognize instantly and will assign a very low yield to. International brands have a lower yield that leads to greater borrowing power from banks and lenders. This lower the investment yield, the better, because this translates to 3 to 5 times greater borrowing power over and above the bricks and mortar valuations alone. Deals in every high street in the UK. Every year or two that a new startup shop or business continues to run, they will receive a lower and lower yield from a RICS commercial surveyor. What is taken into account when calculating the yield? The economy of the local area, the bricks and mortar value of the building, the business credit score, the business trading history, including profit and loss, information on the company held at Companies House and Land Registry. The business tax returns are also taken into account to see how well the company is being run. Local brands that have been in business many years. Visit any local high street in your area and look for the following. Old reliable shops that have been around for many years and have made it through wars, COVID-19 depressions, ups and downs of the market moves. Take a picture of the building. Confirm the address. Find out who owns the building from Land Registry. Pull the lease from Land Registry about the tenant's covenants. Check the names on Land Registry that they are the people that you are dealing with. Find out the terms and length of the current lease. Find out the annual rent being paid at the moment by the tenants, any breaks or rent increases. Make friends with or hire a RICS commercial surveyor to give you his professional view on the company's strength of covenant yield as a percent figure. Each year in business, the yield goes down as the company gains strength. When a brand new shop opens up, it is very likely to receive from a RICS commercial surveyor a high yield of 14 to 18%. At 14%, the equation works out like this. Use the number 100. 100 divide 14% equals 7.14. Multiply the annual rent of £55,000 by this number, and that is the true value of the lease, £392,900. 10 years on, their yield is likely to have come down to about 5%. 100 divide 5% equals 20 times the annual rent. Because of its strong covenant and good business practices, like paying its taxes. The lenders are willing to lend more money than just the bricks and mortar value alone. How the commercial contract borrowing value goes up every year. As the commercial yield percent comes down every year or two, the borrowing limits go up because of the confidence the banks have in the surveyor's report about the company or tenant. Example: first year in business, the company might receive a 14% yield. If the annual rent for the property is £55,000, the equation looks like this: £55,000 multiply 14% equals £392,900. After being in business 10 years, it will have an approximate yield of 5%. The equation looks like this: £55,000 divide 5% equals £1,100,000. If the purchase of the building cost £450,000 and the bank lends against the commercial lease contract with his value of £1,100,000, this is the new value of the property because of the lower investment yield. You get the whole purchase price of £450,000. Deposit of 40% equals £440,000 is included, and equity release of £210,000. Because this is a loan, it is tax-free cash in your hand. Undervalued leases. I estimate from my research comparisons over the last 4 years that 85% of all mortgaged commercial leases in our local high street are underfinanced, and 90% of them are not claiming HMRC capital allowance tax deduction incentive. This is because of one major error. Investors instruct their surveyor to use the short version report, or the ROI formula. This is because they do not understand how to use the professional strength of covenant yield, which is established by an RICS commercial surveyor on behalf of major banks and lenders. I believe another reason for this might be because the investor wants to save some of the £1,500 to £2,500 on the extra survey fees that will be charged. They are losing out on borrowing hundreds of thousands of pounds more. That is being left on the table that the banks are willing to lend. If you use the services of a RICS surveyor to confirm the yield on the long report, that includes the investment yield % figure. Great tenants are already in place. The current lease and the tenants are already in place in the shops and have been for many years. Remember, you are only buying the building, not the tenant's business. Rents are being paid each quarter in advance to the present landlords. My plan is to swap your cash for cash flow, leaving you with additional net profits from the monthly rents to make the monthly mortgage payments, this being your monthly rental income. From the equity release amount, you will have enough money to cover closing costs and legals. It will also leave you with an amazing amount of money in your pocket. You gain the equity and capital growth over the forthcoming years for the life of the lease. We also claim capital allowances so that they can be used for personal income tax relief or corporation tax through LPs and LTDs. Any capital gains made during this project can be rolled over into commercial dividend-paying stock. In a lifetime inheritance trust for the family using income CG rollover relief. The property is then placed into your private pension SSAS trust that has no inheritance tax obligations. What a comprehensive package this can be! So, why not consider leveraging the potential of high street commercial shops and secure a stable income for years to come? For more information and expert advice, consult with our team of professionals today. 07724133811